Live streaming.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Somebody turn down their sound. What do you guys have your sound up? Yeah, we had a little bit of echo there.
Where's your camera, Adam?
We don't see your video either, Adam.
All right. What happened? I got my that. All right. How about now?
There you are. We see your beautiful face.
Looking sexy, buddy.
Somebody's echoing, man. Someone's got. It's Kyle, man. Kyle, you gotta put in headphones or turn your sound down.
I mean, I'm muted, so.
We're getting some major feedback here. I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't hear any.
All right,
We don't
everybody.
hear any.
Are you guys getting that feedback too?
No.
Oh, so it's just me. Everybody thinks I'm crazy then. That's great. Hang on.
Let's. You want to restart?
No. Well, we're live, right? Everyone's like, what?
I know.
The whole world.
Hey, everyone.
No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang up. Just you guys stay there. No. Just stay there. Stay there.
How's that cappuccino? How's that cappuccino, baby?
It's excellent. It's excellent, baby. Adam is hectier than Max Kaiser, man. I love it.
Oh, I know, me too, man. Can you imagine the two of them together?
All right, yeah, I know what the problem was. Everyone watching this live, we're gonna I'll have to edit this out of the podcast version. But yeah, I know what the problem was now. All right, dudes. Well,
we're on
to the This Week in Bitcoin show. Today is July the 24th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking, conviction. Oh yeah, we've got all of that here. We might have some technical difficulties on my side, but it all got corrected out. And yo, we are on fire today. Canada's in the house. Kyle's in the freaking house in Canada. Brady, United States of America, and introducing Alessandro straight out of Venezuela. Oh my God, this is going to be so exciting. It's so exciting that I was like hearing it twice in the headphones. The big news of the day, you never know what you're going to get on this show, dudes. The big news of the day, of the week, was the OCC. How many regulatory government institutions do we need in America? They said that banks can store cryptocurrency now. They can be custodians, and that'll make a big difference here in the old U.S. of A. So we will start with Brady. What's up with that?
All right, yeah, man, I did. I learned a new acronym today, a new office of the federal government that I was actually unaware of. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the U.S. OCC. Hey, they have declared that banks can now custody crypto. All right, you don't have to be money transmitter licensed business trust company anymore. Don't have to go state to state to get all of those documents. The BIT license is now obsolete. This is a big deal, man. This is just another sign of capitulation from the legacy banking system, saying, all right, you guys win. 3 years ago, these people were laughing at us. People were trying to ban crypto. You couldn't process crypto transactions on Visa and MasterCard. Right now, Visa and MasterCard are talking about Bitcoin and crypto. They're embracing it right now. I mean, this is just another sign that the crypto market, the Bitcoin market, as we like to call it, But that, that's going to take a little bit more time for all of these people to come around calling it and realizing that this is actually the Bitcoin economy, not the crypto economy. But it's a sign that the market continues to mature, right? MasterCard, Visa, they're driving it forward. They're creating, safe and secure experiences for consumers to use crypto, right? And we as Bitcoiners all know that there are safer and more secure ways to use it than going through those trusted third parties. But this is a step in the right direction. We still got a lot of education to go. I just love seeing the mainstream legacy system tiptoeing a little bit closer to that rabbit hole. And when everyone kind of falls down and we, shoot up that S curve of adoption, hyper Bitcoinization, baby, it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, you mentioned the H word. Pound that like button. I didn't know we were going to talk about hyper Bitcoinization today. There's some people that love that. Now, wait, I want to stick with you here for a second, Brady. So are we going to see Wells Fargo having Bitcoin accounts pretty soon? Are there going to be normies that are going to be like, I want to get into this Bitcoin thing? Wells Fargo is going to offer me an account. Do you see that on the horizon?
Oh yeah, I absolutely see that on the horizon. I mean, that's what this makes possible. This announcement makes possible. This ruling. Banks will be able to custody Bitcoin. So if you want, I'm sure you'll be able to buy Bitcoin, through these, on ramps, and then have the option to, withdraw it to your Wells Fargo Bitcoin wallet. And again, there'll be trusted third parties. I think that Coinbase is looking at this and wondering what's going on. They were kind of playing the other direction. They were becoming a crypto custodian, and I think trying to kind of back into becoming a banking institution. And now we're going to see it the other way around: banking institutions coming into being crypto custodians. This is just the continued rise and spread of Bitcoin, and it's inevitable. It's probably, as Corey Clifton put it, he was quoted in a Forbes article about this, founder of Swan. He said that it's as inevitable as anything in the worlds of technology and economics. So it's no surprise to see these big payment partners and banks trying to get in on the game.
All right. I wanted to say to everyone watching the show, you got questions, I got answers. Do a super chat. You can ask questions. Hello, my elite friends who are watching this right now. Yes, this is the This Week in Bitcoin show. We had some craziness at the start. I want to, you mentioned Coinbase. I think they're in a great position still because some of these banks, they're not going to want to learn how to be custodians themselves. They'll just buy Coinbase. There's going to be some mergers and acquisitions of crypto companies that already exist. Banks will buy them to just make it easier for themselves. So if you're already a crypto company that's kind of playing the regulatory game, you might get purchased by a bank. All right, Kyle, what do you think about all this? Do you care in Canada? Do you care about about? No, serious. It's a serious question. Well, you're going to get the question too. You're laughing your butt off, but you're going to get it too, Alessandro. Okay.
I will. Don't worry. I will. I'm waiting.
Hey, baby, we got the toilet paper here.
I'm waiting with my toilet paper on the other side of the world.
All right. Kyle, do you hear us?
I hear you loud and clear, Adam. I think it's, like what Brady said, this is an inevitable thing. Banks for a long time have been able to hold all sorts of different currencies, and the fact that they'll be able to store our Bitcoin for us, it seems like a natural step, and it was kind of inevitable. But here this news drops from this obscure agency that, many people weren't aware of. And, and now it sets the stage for more people to give control of their keys to other people and to be able to give them to the banks if they so choose. Personally, my mission is your keys, your crypto, your keys, your coins, your keys, your control, YKYC. And, that's what I'm doing with Swiss Key. And so, but at the end of the day, the banks, they will hold your crypto for you. And this is a great sign. And a lot of the exchanges, like Coinbase, is a bank. All these exchanges, they are effectively banks. These custodians are acting like banks in a way. But now we're seeing, the opening option for the larger institutions to do this. This is something that I've been kind of pushing for in Canada, for the banks to not be As I was the executive director of the Blockchain Association of Canada for 5 years, there was a lot of interaction with many different parties and groups. And one of the sentiments that I kept suggesting is work with this industry and understand that if you're selling gold and silver to your clients, why can't you sell Bitcoin? And why can't you offer to store their Bitcoin, in your digital safety deposit box, which is a custodian wallet? So I think it's good. It's progress on the whole, continues towards hyper Bitcoinization.
Now, I also want to point out that, of course, don't store your Bitcoin at Wells Fargo, but I can't stop the world from doing that. Okay, Kyle, do you think Canada will copy America's lead here and allow their banks to do the same?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
At some point.
So yeah, Canadian government, that's good. You'll just be like America. It's too bad the Canadian government doesn't let their freaking baseball team play baseball at their freaking Sky Dome, though, and they have to play in Buffalo. Happy opening day to everyone. Now, moving on to Alessandro in Venezuela. Do you have
Boom.
Do you have thoughts on the in America, how banks are going to be able to store your crypto for you, or do you not care at all? Alessandro, you were like, I'm so pumped to hear your opinion on this. What happened? Why don't I hear it?
Oh man, his feed was perfect.
Man, he froze. He was about to go wild there. Hang on. Come on, Alessandro. We need you. The internet, as we all know, the internet in Venezuela can be a sort of unreliable. Just like everything there is unreliable. Okay, so we'll wait for Alessandro to get back, and we'll move on for a second to a topic. Well, I'll go to Kyle for this one because you may have noticed this, Kyle, and I think Brady doesn't care as much. But the Ethereum is pumping. People must be getting excited about this Ethereum 2.0 thing or this Ethereum DeFi thing. It was kind of predictable that people would jump on the bandwagon. All right, Alessandro disappeared. He'll be back though. Do you have a take on the Ethereum pumping, the price of Ethereum? And is this the beginning, or is this 2.0 thing going to work out for them?
I do not have much to offer other than saying, yes, if people are excited and there's a lot of buy-side pressure, the price is going to go up. And there's a lot of really good people within the Ethereum community who are building awesome projects. And, just because of the nature of that protocol, as the demand rises for it, the same thing as Bitcoin. Price is gonna run too.
All right. Here Kyle here wanted to point out he's a Bitcoin guy, but
I'm still Bitcoin though.
Yeah, but you're
at, I just made it.
You talk about it all. You can talk about it. All right. Well, let's talk to a guy who's hardcore Bitcoin right now. Because you're in the Swan ecosystem there, Brady. What's your take on the ETH 2.0? And did you notice that it was pumping Ethereum?
I did not notice until you just told me. But I pulled up the chart. I pulled up the chart and I see it's pumping a little bit against Bitcoin. This is just the beginning of the next run, man. This is just the beginning of the next run. Of course, there's going to be altcoin pump along with the Bitcoin. I am not bullish on Ethereum in the long run. That does not mean that that's not a comment on the price. I think it leaves a lot to be desired. I think there's a lot of unproven claims coming out of the Ethereum camp and waiting for a long time. We got a whole bunch of crap from the Ethereum community on Lightning being vaporware for a long time. It has been on mainnet for almost 2 years now, or 18 months at least, and growing every day. building out, waiting for, medium of exchange demand to hit, and I think it'll be ready. But Ethereum 2.0, where is it? It seems incredibly complicated. A lot of the DeFi products definitely don't interest me over collateralization. I think there's some centralization risk. I think just in general, Ethereum claims to be more decentralized than it is. Interesting ideas. I think it's just lack of execution from my point of view.
Now,
so far.
The market is saying they're going to be able to pull off 2.0. I mean, that's what I'm getting from this price thing. Do you think they're going to be able to pull it off? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. I know you're not an expert in the technicals behind
I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, I am not steeped in the specifics at all. I know that it's been delayed for a while. Maybe they're getting closer. I don't know. I'm not the person. I know my friend David Hoffman is the guy. If you want to know more about what's going on, go talk to David Hoffman. Trust the state. He is my trusted Ethereum friend. So
all right. Remember, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, but also I think Ethereum is the next Ethereum. But that doesn't mean I'm only buy Bitcoin is what I tell people. All right, Alessandro, we've covered a lot. So people have got some major concerns in Venezuela. We're going to get to them in a second, but you got a huge smile on your face. You've got a great take on everything. What is your take on, the U.S. banking system is going to be able to hold Ethereum now. Ethereum, Bitcoin, and everything. And we were just talking about the Ethereum pump. So, I mean, you got a lot to talk about if you want to. Does any of it matter to you? The United States monetary policy there and Ethereum pumping.
Well, guess the character, guys. Funding has been secured. The Treasury has been talking to the Fed, the White House, and Congress directly, and funding will be secured over the next month and over the next year for small businesses and medium-sized businesses. Bullshit, man. I don't care if they drafted a law, okay? I don't care at all. They're just centric groups of people drinking coffee together, cappuccino. And I've discussed this already with Brady on Citizen Bitcoin, dude. And lastly, what I would like to say about Ethereum, look, Coinspree being Swiss legally based in the canton of Zug, which is basically the heart of what is known as the crypto valley as well. I met all of the main key officers of the main crypto businesses from Switzerland. And I told them they would get eventually burned because of the centralized approach that Ethereum is having. So to be very clear, sometimes Ethereum's blockchain, if you check it out, 90% of its transactions are dollar tether.
Yeah.
So why are Swiss people subsidizing a centralized network to transact dollars? To not use a US banking license, to use dollars on another network, a parallel platform. So even though they lose money on that, they don't care. There's just a group of like 10 Swiss people, 10 Swiss persons that they just don't care. And they will continue subsidizing Ethereum. Look, I even have a friend. He's the CEO of a company that's a commercial partner of Coinspree. He actually operates from Venezuela just like I do. And he will be going live over the next couple of months. He's actually, after me, he's the only other cypherpunk inside Venezuela that is running a satellite Bitcoin full node. And of course, it's running on a Pandora box. That friend of mine met Vitalik at his apartment in 2017. When it was Vitalik with two other fuckers saying on their apartment inside on Zug, here we are and we are changing the world and the decentralized new version of Bitcoin or whatever. Fuck them, dude. People don't even know what consensus is, but they don't know what consensus capital is, which is the structure that has been financing the Ethereum Foundation from Switzerland. The new Casper Labs technologies that they are developing for ETH 2.0. So I'm very much aware of what is actually happening at the core of Ethereum, at a financial level, at a technological level, I don't care. You think people that are famished in Venezuela use Ethereum? No, dude. Sometimes you want to send like $10 and the gas for the network is $56. So it's stupid at a technological level. Ethereum is dead, dude. Okay.
Whoa, you just said a lot. You're not a fan of the 2.0. Clearly, pound that like button, everyone, for Alessandro breaking it down and
boom, 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 boom.
All right, now, okay. So you've actually given us a segue into what people really want to hear. They want to know the latest from Venezuela. Okay, you tell us about. The floor is yours to talk about Venezuela, cryptocurrency in Venezuela, what you're doing in Venezuela, and the other guys can ask you questions too, because you're a unique beast. Unfortunately, all the other Venezuela guys I've had on my show, they can't be on the show anymore. I mean, for various reasons. So I hope you don't disappear or anything like that. God bless you. Take it away.
So I'm gonna be honest. I have approached the Venezuelan regulator inside Venezuela over the last 2 years, and it's basically to be able to become very strategically El Sultan Bitcoin and not be taken away by the Maduro regime, just as it happened with Javier Crypto Bastardo from Satoshi in Venezuela. Because that happens, we do have a communist country. What's happening with crypto? I've said it. Venezuela is going to go down the hyper-Bitcoinization road. Bitcoin just will continue to outlaw every single kind of regulation, be it in the United States or be it in Venezuela, be it in Bangladesh or Russia, okay? I don't care about regulations. I run my own Bitcoin full nodes. I hate KYC. Although I understand that KYC is an integral part of fostering adoption, because governments are participants of any sort of part of economies today, okay? I even believe that the US government is communist today. There's no capitalism inside US anymore. I'm even dressed like this because after our meeting, I have a meeting with the first Venezuelan fintech that will adopt Pandora Box as a custodian solution to start processing Bitcoin as payments for in exchange for Colombian pesos and bolivars and euros and dollars. So I'm very excited of what's happening inside Venezuela. Unfortunately, just like everywhere else in the world, because of the pandemic, adoption will, I don't know, it will sped up, but next year. This year it is somewhat shallow. But I continue talking to the main key officers and directors from the board of directors of different banking entities from the Venezuelan banking system. And to be clear, okay, the Venezuelan banking system, it's not like the US. Coinbase is bigger than the whole banking and finance sector inside the US. Probably Chamath Palihapitiya could plug like $100 million and buy all of the banking entities from Venezuela, if you know what I mean. So if I am actually helping them, those stupid idiots, understanding why they want to go down the Bitcoin road, it's because it is the faster way for me and CoinSpree and Venezuela to be able to provide, even if it's not a sovereign custodian solutions, but it will be somewhat of an approach that will provide immediate exposure to people that are living hand to mouth inside Venezuela. Okay, the fastest way for them to gain exposure to Bitcoin savings is by connect.
What happened there? Sound
Accounts with the national company. It's a company registered in Finland that is eating up all of the Venezuelan savings and the Venezuelan remittances sector bit by bit. And I just think that it needs to be a little bit more distributed and have other users and remittances providers that can compete with local Bitcoins inside Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico. For instance, Paxful, HODL, Hodo, and so on, okay? deprecated economies. Deprecated economies will continue using Bitcoin as a remittance and as a technological layer for payments and money transmission that will not be regulated at all at a technological standpoint. And I think that bit by bit, the technological gap will just be reduced. And even people from this side of the globe will be able to have their own sovereign custodian solution and start breaking up big banks and fintechs, whatever. Bitcoin is the solution, man.
Real quick, when you were describing the Finland aspect, you got cut off. What was that exactly? It's a Finland based company. What is it?
Local Bitcoins is a Finland-based.
Okay, that I didn't hear. You were talking about local Bitcoin. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. I think your sound got turned off there too. Again, all right, dudes. My other guest here. Do you have any Venezuelan questions? I know I got a Venezuelan question, but do you guys?
And I got so many questions.
Shoot
like
them.
how are people actually using Bitcoin in Venezuela? Like, and what's the most popular wallet that people are using?
I would say that literally the most popular wallets that people use are non-sovereign wallets, actually, because people use Uphold, the American exchange, and then they also use local Bitcoins services that they provide them with their centric wallets. Unfortunately, people don't have enough savings to buy, for example, like a Trezor. And I can tell you that from experience because I'm the #1 reseller of Trezor inside Venezuela officially now.
Wait. So, I got a question. I mean, how many people actually have bought a Trezor there? I mean, I wouldn't think it's that many because it is expensive. I mean, there's only so much, and you have to have a certain skill level to be able to hold it there and have a certain knowledge level that you don't have to keep it on the exchange. So is it just a small trickle of Trezors into there, would you say?
So there are two kinds of people today in Venezuela. There are the people that drive on reinforced cars and SUVs that are worth like $65,000, mainly government officials and people that do business with the government. And then there's people that just eat from the garbage every day on the streets. So yeah, there's a small group of people here that they have investments. They have stock investments in Europe, in the United States, whatever. They're very well financially educated or somewhat educated. And so they find Bitcoin very appealing. And probably some of them have a Trezor and use it. And others they dislike it. They just think it's a piece of hardware that is meaningless. That has it doesn't have weight, doesn't have like a cool user experience. And so that's why I add up value with Trezor and the Pandora Box custodian institutional solution, where I integrate Trezor with Pandora Box and the Caravan open source multi-sig protocol from on-chain capital. So yeah, I think that Trezor, the best Trezor use cases inside Venezuela will continue being created by Coinspree specifically, and our multi-party custodian solution part of our business model.
So you're mostly working with businesses, right? I mean, you're merchants. You're setting up merchants with full nodes, the Pandora Box, and allowing them to accept Bitcoin, right? So who are the customers? Who are the consumers who are paying with Bitcoin?
I would say people like me, bad as Bitcoiners, okay, that probably you have a diversified stash of Bitcoins and you might end up buying air tickets on cheapair.com, for example, with Bitcoin, which I have done in the past. Mm-hmm. And then you just also use from time to time local Bitcoins to cash out of Bitcoin and receive Bolivares on your national bank account. And then use your Bolivares debit card to pay with your debit card directly. And then there's also this very small niche and upper class of people that would cash out of the Bitcoins into Coinbase, for example, and then from Coinbase to their US bank account. be it Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever, and then pay with your US debit card inside any point of sales, any points of sale inside Venezuela. A year ago, you couldn't do that. Today, you can. Today, you totally can. The U.S. Treasury Department, the U.S. Treasury Department 2 weeks ago allowed Visa and MasterCard to process payments inside Venezuela, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with the U.S. government, with the Venezuelan government.
All right, Kyle, you had more questions?
So, yeah. So how about like, the majority population, like what is how would you say the education level around crypto is in terms of the general population in Venezuela? Because when we talk about this being a radical solution or a truly transformative solution, I'm just wondering, we're 10 years in now. What is it looking like on the ground?
Okay, so at a nationwide level, I can say I would discuss about El Petro, right? But El Petro being free marketing for crypto and Bitcoin overall. All of these ads that the Venezuelan government introduced via national TV, billboards on the highway, okay, of Venezuelan exchanges, of El Petro, the sovereign national cryptocurrency bullshit. But that opened people's mind, right? And the crypto world awareness overall. Allow me to just connect my laptop to not lose you guys. I'm running out of battery. It'll take me just like 30 seconds, okay? And then I'll be back to you.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned that. As I had theorized, if they really made the Petro a real thing, and apparently it's pretty real, that it would get people into Bitcoin. It would at the very least educate people about cryptocurrency. So to have this national cryptocurrency, it's apparently they got billboards for it and stuff too. It's spreading the word out there for them. Hey, and Gregor Kovacs sent $9.99. He said Shabbat Shalom. Well, Shabbat Shalom, Gregor. Thank you for the support. Okay, you're all connected over there, Alessandro?
Yeah, allow me to just connect my laptop very quick, okay?
Oh, yeah, I thought you, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep on connecting.
Yeah, and
all right.
I'm really curious as well about when a country's going through hyperinflation, what are the actual people transacting in? When the bills start becoming useless or heavily devalued, are you going to start moving? Is there going to be a resurgence of silver and gold and copper and some of the base metals?
I think I know what the answer is. Definitely asking that question. I think it's the U.S. dollar. They made the U.S. dollar is semi-legal there now. I think that's what they've reverted to. But that is a good question. Okay, he's running back here. Let me see. There's someone had an off-topic question here. I wanted to read this real quick. Where'd it go? It was about my energy level here. Hang on. We gotta have a beyond Bitcoin moment here. Where'd it go? Dude, I don't believe you eat low carb. Really? Do you take any stimulants? Dude, it's natural stuff. I eat fruit and stuff, but I eat no unnatural carbs here. Come on, man. I haven't had disgusting added sugar, bread. It's so bad for you dudes. People have gone away from the natural way of life. If you just avoid candy and all those things, you're going to have natural energy. If you get enough sleep, if you're a happy person, if you're a productive person, dude, man, I'm a wild freaking animal here. Again, I just wanted to show everybody my shirt too. Okay, we're back to we took a look, but stimulants, dude, those are drugs, man. Oh, he's gone. Alessandro temporarily left us. All right, we'll move on to another topic real quick. It's something since we're talking international here, and bureaucracies in the United States Congress. I don't know what the heck the dudes were talking about, but it came out, the blockchain, it came up in Congress, and it was clear that some of the congressmen were concerned about the Fed coin that China is working on, a central bank digital currency that China is working on. And they pointed out that the United States cannot fall behind in such a competition. And almost like we're going to have a little bit of a cold war, a central bank digital currency cold war with China. But for me, I see this as a positive. Is this going to wake up our leaders to say, like, well, a fear of falling behind China? Will that get the United States regulators off the backs of regular people and allow maybe some more innovation here in America? We got Alessandro back here, but real quick, Brady, what do you think about
that? A fully centralized American Fed coin that tracks our very moves and is just a complete nightmare, like China style. I'd say that they paved the way for it in China, and then America all of a sudden now comes, we need this too. Look, the Chinese are doing it. We need to do it. Look at the way the Chinese locked down. We need to do that too. The whole world follow the Chinese example because the Chinese know exactly what to do. They're good, smart people who care about everybody on the planet Earth. Follow them.
Well, yes, you've hit on part of the issue there, but there are some people that just don't want to fall behind in the so-called competition. But you're right; it will track people. It definitely will track people. Brady, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we're seeing, just like we're seeing with the Department of the Treasury, the Office of the Comptroller, and that we talked about at the top of the show. I mean, we've seen more and more action and mention and discussion about blockchain in the U.S. government. All right, so there were a couple of amendments that were passed recently that were added to. I think it was the National Defense Authorization Act that gets it's an annual bill that gets debated and passed. There are a couple of amendments related to blockchain there, as providing some funding to study blockchain applications as it might relate to defense, to to study other blockchain technologies of foreign countries, etc., including probably the federal coin, the government coin of the People's Republic of China. I see. I mean, this is the inevitable march toward a digital currency future. And the dollar is collapsing. We're in the midst of a currency collapse right now. We're witnessing it. There will be some form of digital currency that's lauded to save the day. I think there'll probably be some kind of like Bretton Woods too, where countries, Western countries, will come together and try to put together some sort of asset-backed digital currency that will become proposed as the new world reserve currency. But at that point, I think money is based on trust. I think that trust will be absolutely broken in government money. And
broken. It's broken. This will happen
broken. Look at this.
I mean, it's broken. It's totally broken.
Look at that. It's nothing. I mean, look at Venezuela. Look at the example, right? So, okay, this is happening in the United States. We're going to see inflation as a result of this. I mean, there might be some deflation for a little while, but I'm already seeing, asset price deflation. Look at the level of unemployment that we have compared to this bull run that we're seeing in the markets, right? That is the result of money printing and the cancel-on effect, money being handed to banks, corporations buying back their shares. We are seeing inflation already. So we're in the midst of a currency collapse. Governments are going to come together and try to, save their power of the press, but trust has been broken. So we have this alternative, and Bitcoin is going to slowly seep away some of that value, a little slowly but surely, and then finally it'll be sudden. And I think that look at the generation that's coming up into power. Millennials, the older millennials are in their mid to late 30s, right? I think they're digital natives. They're going to have more trust in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies than some centralized digital currency Frankenstein monster that will come out of the next, after this currency collapse is done.
I want to point out to Raw Power, since we're having a scatterbrain show today where anything goes, you could bring up anything. Dude, yeah, you can be low carb and have some fruit, dude. I mean, it's like, why do these people hate fruit? Like, come on, I eat animal every single day, but I have some fruit, but that's still low carb, dude. I'm not like, I could only have one grape every day or something like that. Dude, you could get energy without like being a freaking fruitarian. All right, moving back to eat animals, dude. They are fine to eat, and pound that like button. Now, thank you, Brady, for explaining all of that to us, what you just said. And I want to jump to Alessandro because you missed something that when you were gone, Kyle brought up. When there is hyperinflation, what do the people of Venezuela resort to on the street? What do they trade with? I thought, haven't they gone to U.S. dollars?
70% of the Venezuelan economy right now is running on dollars, and 70% of that 70% is cash, dollar banknotes, which the Venezuelan banking system cannot legally accept because they're not U.S. licensed banks. And the Venezuelan regulation drafted by Hugo Chavez does not allow them and will never allow them to do that, okay? So I wanted to up a little bit of fire with regards to actually what Brady was saying, and then I'll jump to the whole hyperinflationary deal in my country. Because I think the U.S. government will go down that path. Maybe not hyperinflation over the next 2 to 3 years, but possibly over the next 10 years. Why? Brady said corporations are buying back their shares. Right, that's happening since 2008. But what has been happening since the pandemic? The Fed is buying U.S. corporate debt. The Fed is financing directly. Stephen Mnuchin and Jerome Powell are financing directly Jeff Bezos, Google, and Berkshire Hathaway, and all of this, only 5 to 10 companies that basically make up all of the U.S. indexes market cap. Literally, okay? So after the stock market crashes again 25, 30 to 35%, Stephen Mnuchin will go again on CNBC and on Bloomberg, just saying, together with Larry Kudlow, funding has been secured. We have drafted a new regulation. Now it is no longer illegal for the Fed to buy U.S. corporate shares. And they will buy directly Berkshire Hathaway shares. Once Warren Buffett dies after that, he will literally die, but forever. Just like Hugo Chavez in Venezuela. Hugo Chavez is dead, and it's not dead at all inside Venezuela. It's always remembered and remembered and remembered. It will happen the same shit inside your country, man. I'm so sorry, but it's just the reality, and I'm saying from experience. And so it is just a vicious cycle that will continue picking up, and it will continue bringing up more inflationary pressure on your economy. The Fed says we have a 2% inflation target. What 2%? Inflation in the U.S., it's 19, 20%, 25% on some products. Yearly. So bullshit. It's a bullshit. It's a shit show.
All right. I want to. So you're predicting. I am not. I've said this many times, and I guess we'll get Kyle's take on this. I don't believe in that we're going to get hyperinflation in the United States. You've seen it live in Venezuela, so it's more of a reality for you. One thing that you pointed out beforehand that I wanted to just you said the United States is already communist. I would say the United States is fascist. That's it's. I mean, the means of production isn't controlled by the government, but they're picking the winners and losers. What can be open, who they will fund, et cetera, et cetera. So it's fascism that has clearly come to America. And when most people think about fascism, they think of dictatorial racism, stuff like that. On the economic side, it is clearly it is clearly fascism, in my opinion, at least.
I like the term monetary socialism. Right, or socialism for the rich.
It's all right. Let's. Kyle, do you feel there will be hyperinflation in the United States of America, and is the United States fascist now or communist?
I mean, I think when fascism and communism, as opposed to a linear spectrum, it's kind of a circle, and they get really close on the absolute ends of it.
Yeah.
That's true.
In terms of hyperinflation in America, I think we're going to. It's been gradual inflation, and it will continue to be gradual inflation. I don't think we're going to see hyperinflation. I think we're going to see a hyper price increase in crypto and other assets. And I think bullion's going to do really well.
Yeah.
Would anybody be interested in a gold hardware wallet? That could be a loaded Bitcoin wallet that actually, I was actually playing with this prototype right now of one of my Tangem cards. And so I've got these Tangem cards that are NFC wallets. I was thinking about actually putting bullion directly into them, or changing the form factor. So it's a Bitcoin wallet, and it can be an ounce of gold, or an ounce of silver, or an ounce of copper. And then you scan it, and it instantly tells you, what the value of that. Oh, that's worth $30. That's worth $1,000. That's worth $1 million.
A gold wallet, a gold crypto wallet. I think the golden holders would like that. I think it would. I think it's an original idea. I think you shouldn't have. Now people are going to take that idea, man. We're in motion.
Let's collaborate. Radical collaboration. That is key. It's when people try to operate in tiny little silos that projects don't succeed. But anybody who wants to get involved, especially when it comes to crypto adoption, let's collaborate, let's jam, let's bring this tech to the people. Let's bring about this golden age that we know is possible.
Oh, golden age, people! We are in a golden age right now. Pound that like button, everybody, for the golden age. And if there was a gold crypto wallet, it would show that gold people and Bitcoin people, they can be friends. They can be the same. You don't have to Peter Schiff about it or whatever. We could call the wallet the Schiff to kind of point out that no, gold and Bitcoin go together there. The Schiff wallet. All right. Let's do you have any more questions for Alessandro, by the way, Kyle?
Did you use Bitcoin today?
Not today yet. But I loved what you just said, Kyle, about a gold hardware wallet, because I'm a guy that envisions that the art and luxury Bitcoin industry will be a thing, and it will be worth billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars eventually. That's why I'm actually the only crazy dude in the world that has done an aluminum Bitcoin full node. Okay, for myself, because I'm also done Bitcoin. Okay, I'm in love of what Bitcoin will do for the world. Can
you explain the node?
Oh yeah, it's just an aluminum case, and that it runs on Raspberry Pi. It's just one of my personal Bitcoin full nodes. I did it in Italy. Yeah. But what I think is, Trezor, for example, has published under Trezor Shop an aluminum anodized version of the Moto 1, and that's worth 500 euros. How many people buy that? Not so much, but I think that eventually when Bitcoin shoots up to $100,000 per Bitcoin, then it will start making sense for people to understand that there will be a market for people that will buy $1,000 Bitcoin full node, or a $2,000 golden Bitcoin full node. Okay, a carat gold Bitcoin full node, a white gold Bitcoin full node, or a gold hardware wallet, as you were saying. I think that will be a thing. And it's actually very interesting and attached.
A 10-ounce bar of gold with a Bitcoin wallet on it as well. That costs an extra 10%. So it's like I'm buying the bullion, but it's also doubling as crypto.
Correct.
Keep on, Alessandro.
Swiss logo on it.
You were on a roll there, Alessandro. Keep on going. We've a couple times you've been on these rolls. You've so much to say. So keep on going with what you were saying.
So look, I'm going to do a new version of Pandora Box, and tomorrow I'm gonna talk to the guys. They're one of the most trending artists from Venezuela right now, and so we will start intervening Pandora Box cases and produce them like artistical cases. It will be crazy, dude, literally. And then eventually do plan on selling Pandora Box artistical cases and ship them globally. Unfortunately, it does not make sense for me to go at a consumer level and provide Pandora Box, for example, to the U.S. end consumer and the U.S. markets. But there are people inside the U.S. that are learning how to build their own Bitcoin full node. I will launch my own El Sultan Bitcoin full node tutorials, and then just like Dan Held, right? Dan Held 2 days ago introduced a shell for Bitcoin nodes running on Raspberry Pis that is worth $130, and I think it's horrible, to be frank. I think I will crush his shell. And I actually got in touch with him, and I told him, VC me. You should be my VC and angel. So I just don't crush you all the way down, man. Okay.
You got a hedge, man.
Wait, there's actually was a question here for you in the audience that I thought was very good, Alessandro. Can you still exchange the digital Venezuelan currency, the Petro that is, to Bitcoin on the official government website?
No, you can't. And the Maduro regime approached me, trying to see if I could help them do that at a technological level. Okay. No, I think it won't happen. And I think probably the best version of El Petro would be building a stable coin on the liquid sidechain, okay? To eventually make pegins with Bitcoin's blockchain and just like anchor El Petro to Bitcoin's blockchain. Will that be a thing? I don't know, man. Nobody else inside the country will allow them to do that. So El Petro is working at a jurisdictional level, because if you make some payments in Petro, you could be exonerating. You could exonerate taxes from those payments that you are making if you make them with El Petro. So there are some, let's say, El Petro jurisdictional transaction processing services where those guys would receive bolivars or Bitcoin and then make payments to government entities via El Petro, but making contracts. So it's nothing technological. It's a scam. It's a scam.
Oh, man. All right. So in the audience, Gregor Kovac sent $9.99 again. Thank you for the support. He says, here to support. Keep on bringing the best guest in the space. Well, dude, I am. Every Friday, you get the freaking best guest in the space here. Dudes that are not afraid. They are living their lives. They are traveling around. Alessandro, are you still traveling? Have you been able to go from Venezuela to Europe lately?
Last year, but not because of the pandemic. Nobody can go in or out. Basically, only buddies of the Maduro regime.
Lovely. Oh God, what a situation! What a situation you got down there. All right. Any more Venezuelan questions before we move on from the panel here? Anything else to say? All right. Good. I'm glad. Thank you so much for telling us about what's going on the ground there, because there's always so many rumors about Venezuela and so much speculation in the mainstream crypto media. They should just ask dudes like you. I mean, it's that easy. It's just go straight to the horse's freaking mouth. But yeah, awesome sharing. And you are definitely in motion there, man. Definitely in motion. Please be safe, as they say, and just keep on being in motion. You got a lot of energy, and I know energy. Pound that like button. All right, let's talk to. We haven't heard from Brady for a while. Brady, what did you think about the? Well, the crypto scams that are out there that are on YouTube. I mean, it's unbelievable. Literally, crypto scams are buying ads on YouTube. We saw what happened on Twitter when they took over the Twitter prominent people's Twitter handles. But do you have a take on this? Is this bringing notoriety to Bitcoin? Is this a bad thing? And have you seen a lot of it?
Have I seen a lot of scamming?
No, well, that's
Jesus coin.
If you've been around the space for 1 month, the answer is obviously yes. The question more so is in the social media realm, in the crypto social media realm, is it becoming more and more apparent? Is it becoming a bigger thing?
Yeah, I feel it picking up for sure. And that's also like a little front run signal. It's a little canary that things are going to be picking back up. I have a bunch. I block that stuff like as fast as I can. I've had a couple of impersonators. So I don't see it as much as I probably would otherwise, but it is kind of amazing that that Twitter hacker got a hold of the keys to the most powerful and influential social network in the world and decided to run a crappy little Bitcoin scam, right? That's it. Got like 18 Bitcoin out of the whole deal, but could have done so much else. So the opportunities would have been endless, right? I mean, the accounts that were compromised could have started some sort of sparked World War III or something, but no, they're like, no, I'm going to accumulate some Bitcoin, Yeah, so I think that's bullish, right? I love that. I mean, it's another sign that Bitcoin's like a peaceful protest, it's a peaceful revolution. It's sort of a little metaphor for that fact. So the scammers are going to come out of the woodwork again. People are going to fall for it. I, am a fan of strategically applied toxicity. Let's not indiscriminately be a-holes to people, of course, but let's call out with impunity people who are trying to scam others out of money. All right, this is real life. This is money. This is makes a big difference. There are people who we know that for a fact that there are people who have lost their marriages because of crypto scams. This is real life. This is serious stuff. So we got to be careful. We got to call that out.
Oh, well, hopefully they still have their cryptocurrency and not their wife. I mean, anyway, okay, so Kyle, you've been talking about it. I mean, no, it's important. It's important. You've got to value your wealth in Bitcoin. A lot of people value their wealth in other things. Okay, so Kyle, though, you were telling me about your bus driving across North America, crypto across. What was it called? Tell us how it went.
Yeah, so Jason King. He ran from Miami to Santa Monica, and he had this accompanying RV bus. It was called Blockchain Across America, and he did it to raise awareness for blockchain technology and the homeless epidemic in America. And, Jason, he started Sean's Outpost and has been a legend of the space for a long time. And I was in San Diego, and because of, the whole scamdemic, I couldn't get back to Canada. So I couldn't fly, and I have children. I have children in America, and I have children in Canada. So I was in a very difficult position where I couldn't get back. So we ended up getting an RV, and that was the only way. It's like if I drive across the border, you can't separate the family at the border because of in that way. So I asked Facebook, and Jason King, mentioned that he had just given his bus to some friends. And then the bus broke down and it needed to be fixed. So I fixed it, and now it's our bus. And we drove it for 16 days from San Diego up to Canada, giving away Bitcoin, giving away Swiss key cards, giving away stickers, just exploring America, seeing what the real world looks like. Because a lot of people aren't seeing what the real world looks like. They're only seeing what their phones and their televisions, their radios are shooting them. They're not seeing the real world. Up here in Canada, everybody thinks Canada is amazing and that America is absolute hell right now. Not true. America is not hell. People are operating. Up here, it is insane right now. Like that level of fear and control and cowardice that is being experienced is just infuriating. And for me, I have just gone like, okay, I'm pulling back. I am in nature. I am with my family. We are spending 2 months in summer. This is effectively camp. It's also work time. We've got internet, but this is time to regenerate and forge forward. So yeah, and we're living out of a bus. I'm living with my 4 children out of a bus next to a swamp. It's awesome.
And it's got
kneeboarding earlier.
And if anyone sees it, I mean, it's advertising Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's got a big, what's it say on the side of it? It's
advertising Bitcoin, and it's massive. It's massive. Let me show you.
Well, I do like what you just talked about with the fear and how everyone, if you listen to the media, you would think America is completely falling apart. You're absolutely right. I go outside every single solitary day. Unfortunately, there are Americans who are stuck in their houses and have been outside for months. It's great. I mean, everything normal is still going on outside. And yes, thank you for telling us that Canada is worse than America. It's clear they won't even let the people play baseball at the Sky Dome. It's completely, it's so insane, the paranoia.
Freedom of assembly. Freedom of assembly.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, hey, there's so you wouldn't recommend, if Americans could even visit Canada, you wouldn't even recommend it at this point.
Oh, come! I mean.
Well,
I'm inviting all my friends, but you can't come. They've shut the border down. And then there's a 14-day quarantine.
Yes.
Which automatically infers everybody with the quarantine. It makes you feel, you get a social stigma that everybody thinks you're sick. Everybody thinks everybody else is sick, but nobody is sick. It's the middle of summer. And when you stay inside and you don't get your vitamin D, then you get sick. And when you don't interact with people and you have children, the children don't interact with people, when they do start interacting, they're going to get sick. And what are we going to call it then?
I mean, I made the prediction. We're getting a little off topic here, but I just want to remind everyone, the next big thing, they're going to try to say, well, kids, whatever comes up next, they're going to, because this doesn't affect kids. The next scary thing will affect kids, because that makes people more scared than anything. When the kids get sick, that's when people are truly scared. But please don't be scared, people. Your kids are fine. Send them to school, et cetera, or homeschool them, whatever you wish to do. My question was, I heard a rumor that if you said you were driving up to Alaska, they would let you in. They would let you cross the border, and just and then you could just hang out in Canada if you wanted to. Is this true, Kyle?
Yeah, I think one of the conditions is that if you need to go through Canada in order to get somewhere else, like, if you want to, Alaska is a great example. If you want to drive up to Alaska, technically that should fly.
Yeah, but how do they enforce a 14-day quarantine anyway? I've kind of wondered that myself. Like, if I were to somehow get into
phone calls.
If I were to fly into Canada,
phone calls, text messages.
All right. I'd find a way around it. Okay, so we went off. Man, this has been a wild show. We've talked about it all today. So I'm going to go to everyone to get their final thoughts, to see if there were any subject matters that were not brought up. Remember, they're all linked to below. All these guys are linked to below. And I do want to point out, Kyle's on a satellite internet. There's a slight delay, but it's working pretty darn well. Dude, we're living in a golden age, technology. Okay, we'll start with Alessandro, because you've got a lot to say, obviously. Your conclusionary thoughts. Thank you. You made a beautiful debut today. You brought the high energy, and I love the high energy. You know that. But any other stories you wanted to talk about, or what you're doing personally, Alessandra?
Totally. The 5th of November, and by honoring the V for Vendetta movie, I will probably launch a webinar sponsored by my college, which is the most entrepreneurial college from Venezuela, Universidad Metropolitana. It will be called welcome to Bitcoinzuela. And we are planning on inviting some international invitees that are part of the industry. I would love to invite Brady specifically from Swan Bitcoin, because he is fostering Bitcoin at an educational level, and that's very important because it will be a webinar sponsored by a college. So I think that's up with the other. I don't know how many people will be there. I will be one of the main hosts, and then the CEO of El Dorado, that friend of mine that met Vitalik in Switzerland, that also operates here from Venezuela. That will be pretty interesting. And it will be done the 5th of November, because in 2021, thankfully, if this, as Kyle mentioned it, that I loved it, scamdemic passes away, then we will be launching a Bitcoin techno party that will be called Welcome to Bitcoinzuela, and it will also be a badass Bitcoin meetup. And you have to come, Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, and Citizen Bitcoin guy has to come. And if Kyle can come, he will come. And Max Kaiser and Corey Clipston from Swan Bitcoin. I just want to bring as much international folks as possible, okay? And I already have some sponsors from rum companies from Venezuela to put a little bit of booze inside inside the event. And by the way, there are beautiful chicks inside Venezuela. Awesome food, awesome fruits, awesome Bitcoiners. So don't worry, guys. You will be safe with those Sultan Bitcoin, but you totally gotta come, and you totally have to sponsor me and retweet Bitcoinzuela, because it will be a thing, and it will be the breaking point for hyper Bitcoinization in Venezuela being official. That's it.
All right.
For today.
Thank you so much. Yes, let there be real events in this world, not just events that you're looking at someone on a screen, where we actually shake hands, meet in person, dance around about Bitcoin, and party on. If you drink, you drink. And if you womanize, you womanize. It'll be great. This is not real. This is,
dude. We will be wearing at like 12 at night. We will be wearing masks like Deeper Than Dead. Boom, Bitcoiners.
All right. This please, seriously, everyone. Open borders again. People traveling from country to country, and may it be peaceful in Venezuela. I do want to visit Venezuela one day. We could talk about this off air, but I mean, there's all sorts of rumors about what happened when you're down there and everything. May the regime fall soon, I say. That's just me saying that. Okay, now, Kyle, you're no. We'll go to Brady. Kyle will be last. Brady, your final thoughts.
Thank you for being here, Bitcoiners. This is our time. Run your full node. Talk about Bitcoin. Recruit your 6 people. If all of us recruit 6 people, this thing will be taken off to the races. With everything that's going on right now, with all the madness, especially on the monetary front, this is our time. All right. This is the moment that Bitcoin was made for. So be out there, be present. Don't be shy. Don't be stuck back in your room in front of your computer watching your node. Get out there and talk about this stuff. Follow Alessandro's example, man. Get flashy. Get loud. All right. This is our time. So, also get off Coinbase. If you're on Coinbase, get off Coinbase, swanbitcoin.com. Lower fees, made by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. All right. Delete Coinbase. That's it.
All right. Pound in motion, people, in motion. All right. We'll end it with Kyle up in north of the border, baby. Take it away. Kyle. Your closing thoughts. We've got a delay. There you go.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for hosting this, and like I think what kind of Brady was saying, but I would say on Bitcoin, always think about it, especially as a giving, because I know part of Swan Bitcoin also had Give Bitcoin as a birthday gift, as a graduation gift. Like, give Bitcoin. The gift is a beautiful thing. It is one of the 10 principles of Burning Man, is gifting. Bitcoin is a wonderful gift, but it needs to be done thoughtfully. It can't be done recklessly. Otherwise, you're just wasting Bitcoin. That's why I like our Swiss key cards. I'll post a link on our Twitter where these are amazing gifts to give to people. I think I would love to talk to you, Alessandro, about these because in Venezuela, there is a very, very low technical knowledge required to use these. All you need is a cell phone. You give someone on the street a trezor, they're going to throw it in the garbage because they're not going to know what it is. It's going to look like, like they won't understand it. This, they literally touch their phone, it goes bzz, and it says, oh, that has $100 on it. Okay, I'll give it to you, or I can spend it. Anyways, I think these are incredibly dope, and I think we are moving towards this next level. I've been building out Swiss Key, which is effectively a brand play that is looking for some of the best solutions and then doing activations and generations towards helping trigger more adoption and more people into this space and making it simple, secure, and accessible for everybody on the planet. We have all gotten here. Like Adam, we've been talking for years and years and years. Those of us who have been in the industry a long time, we get it. This is it works. But for those new coiners, for those pre-coiners, they're not ready, but they're waiting for that easy moment. And I think Swan Bitcoin, I think Coinbase, I think Give Bitcoin, I think all these solutions are helping this. And this is this is an ecosystem-wide kind of movement that's happening. And as we work together and as we just keep developing and keeping building, the great thing is there's no centralized player. Coinbase goes down, it doesn't matter. Like blockchain.info goes down, it doesn't matter. The way all things, this industry is anti-fragile, which means every time there's a weakness, we fix it, we get stronger. As Andreas Antonopoulos said, Bitcoin is a sewer rat. It is not a shiny pony. And that is what is so dope about this. You throw everything at Bitcoin, it gets up, it keeps going, it doesn't stop. And that's just like us in the industry too. We are all sewer rats. We have been through this. We have had so much mud slung at us. We've had to deal with all the questions over and over again, and we get better and we get stronger. And calling out to the armies of the crypto enthusiasts, don't hate on each other. Even you might not like that coin or that crypto. Don't get nasty. Don't get hating. People believe in this. People believe in this industry. They're working on problems. Bitcoin won't solve every single problem. There's other coins. There's other protocols that solve problems. Stand up, support them, understand that at a high level, we're all on the same mission together. And when we start fighting in our own fields, then we get weaker. Divided we fail, together we stand. Together we rise. And like I say, we are approaching a golden age. I love you all. Love, love, love.
Oh, baby, pound that like button. You ended it on a high note, baby, like we say. All right, guys, compete. Don't complain. That's right. We're produce. We're not here to destroy you. Yeah, if people are going to be producing other coins, let them. That's what I've said on many of my shows. I'm not into destroying the other coins. I know Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Let everybody thrive. Let everybody do their thing. The more minds out there, the merrier. Let's get our minds rolling. Be productive dudes. All right, that's it. That's this week in Bitcoin. What a week. We're here every Friday. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, DisruptMeister. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at TECHBALT. Speaking of sewer rats, Baltimore Orioles, come on. It's opening day. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully, hopefully not too much social justice will be seeping into baseball, but it will be. But hey, dudes, there's no social justice in Bitcoin. There's just pure numbers, no emotions here. It is what it is, baby. All right. We are the counterculture. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Thanks a lot, dude. See y'all. Bye-bye.